Well, that's a good question.
Oh! Buzzin was doing something else. Good take.
Is Shane. I thought you remembered the year, that's why I came and asked you.
So I'm actually on my way to work. Don't.
Ish, kind of.
Actually,
or a lot of sun.
That's all natural. Episode 9, maybe. Is it 9? Yeah, it's 9. Episode 9.
This is the SR40 show.
So I'm actually on my way to work, and I was thinking about that question that came in about, well, what should I layer with if I don't want to layer with a fleece? And the first thing that came to my mind was, well, you got to go with some type of filled apparel, either a down or a synthetic.
Chad asked, what's the best spin layer to wear other than fleece or capilene?
So one option you're going to have is a piece filled with down, like what I've got on right now. Best thing about down is it's super light and super packable. So this is going to scrunch down a lot smaller than a fleece, and its thermal abilities are excellent. You can get higher loss for cold temps, lower loss when it's not so cold. Virtually all down on the market now is going to be treated. That keeps it much more water repellent and water resistant, which is a big deal because when down gets wet, it can no longer keep you warm. The other option you could go with is a synthetic fill piece. Best thing about synthetic is that when it does get wet, it still keeps you warm. Also tends to be a little cheaper than down products, so that's another nice benefit. Synthetic filled, down filled, those are definitely the two things that I would use if I was looking to get away from a fleece layer and still wanted to stay warm.
Okay, Jake, we're gonna get Wayne Wiki, one of our owners, to answer this next question for us. Okay, one thing you guys need to know about Wayne is that he loves the farm and ranch business. In 1997, 1998, 1999, when we were getting this business started, Jesse and I were carry-out kids, and we re-merchandised end caps and swept the floor and carried out feed bags for customers. But one thing Wayne pounded into our heads since a very early age is that, not literally, is that the farm and ranch business takes priority.
Zach asked, how long has North 40 and North 40 Fly Shop been in business?
Basically, the company started back in 1997. We were running under the name of Big R at the time. And here about 2 years ago, we changed our name to North 40 Outfitters, largely due to the internet and technology and things that are happening out there today. And we felt as a retailer we had to be able to address that for our customers' needs going forward. So 1997 to now, we're going on our 18th year, no change in ownership. Yes, we experienced a change in name, and but we're having a lot of fun dealing with technology and answering questions like this and making sure people know we'll be here tomorrow.
All right, Zach. Wayne wants us to answer this next question. A bunch of guys helped us start the fly shop, but Paul has been there since the beginning, so let's go downstairs and ask him. When did we start the fly shops? You think I would know?
You were there.
Yeah, but when was it?
2002.
Are you sure?
Yes,
How do you know?
because we were in high school.
How did it start? I remember this part, but in your opinion.
We went to some guy's house, bought some old Orvis stuff.
Loaded it in a truck, drove it to the store,
Yes,
put it on shelves, sold it for the wrong price, but we sold it fast.
right.
And then we kept buying it.
Yep.
And then at some point, Wayne let us build a wood structure, and we called it a fly shop.
Sounds right.
What are they?
What are they?
No, what towns are they in? I know what they are.
Great Falls, Montana.
Sandpoint, Idaho.
Lewiston, Idaho.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Omak, Washington.
Zach, thanks for the question. Your fly tying's looking really good. Follow Zach at outdoor_freak51.
I see Shane everywhere. He's at the gym, downtown at the gallery. It's no surprise to me, or probably anybody else, that this guy is also a sheep handler on the side.
What is the best way to build a sheep pen?
Most of the ranchers that I dealt with and the stuff that I did was I wanted to make something inexpensive, something that would last, and something that was portable, and something that would meet my size requirements.
Okay, Shane, so what exactly are those size requirements?
The average sheep, and by average sheep I mean like a Hampshire or something about that size, A good rule of thumb is 16 square feet, so like a 4x4 jug pen or lambing pen is what we want to shoot for. I raise Suffolk, so a 4x4 is right at the bare minimum of what I could use. Okay, so I'd use a 4x4 or a 4x6. I'd oftentimes cheat towards a 4x4 because I can take a sheet of plywood and make 2 walls if I cut it right.
How tall are those panels, Shane?
Some people go 3 feet tall, which is a bare minimum. I would just go 4 feet tall because I can kind of step over them.
Interject. Shane has long legs to step over a 4-foot panel.
And I make sure that even my cantankerous ewes have a harder time jumping out of a 4-foot enclosure than they do out of a 3-foot tall enclosure.
All right, man, so just tell us, how would you build this?
Well, basically, if I'm going to build one, I'm going to make a 2x4 frame, and I'm going to tack plywood to it, yeah, or use screws, use short screws, and then I'll have a top rail. Oftentimes, not necessarily for height, but so that I can just grab them and pick them up and move them. Something else to do is you can either pin the corners or you can tie them with twine. Most of the people that I know, we're trying to set up for portability and flexibility. So we'll have like a row of 10 pins set up, and if I want to be able to take this one apart and swing it out and close an alley off, it's easier for me to do that if they're tied with twine. Okay, so all I do is cut the twine, stick it in my pocket so that it doesn't become a problem for my stock. Swing the panel out, retie it.
Yep. So that's going to do it for episode number 9. Thanks for watching, and as always, get us those questions. Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, however you want to do it, get them to us, we'll get them answered. I am actually heading out tonight, going to MRF. I'm going to listen to Jeff Currier tell us about fly fishing around the world.